Train Sim World 6 from Dovetail Games is, as you might have guessed it, the sixth entry in the Train Sim World series. A series that has long been, I suppose, the de facto train simulation game for many, where pretty much so many different trains from across the world, all the various different routes across the world, you get to take over the train, run the route, and generally get to feel what it's like to be on a train. Always been, I think, at the forefront of the simulation genre. Now, to say this is the sixth entry, and it is more of the same, really. As always happens with each new numbered entry, you've got more tracks, you've got new trains, and they generally become the feature of the series. Of each new release. You've got all the familiar gameplay that's there. So you've got the where first person mode you go where you take control of the trains with various different controls. So if you're the controller, you've got shortcuts that you can use, or you can actually press and touch the buttons virtually, which gives you like as much depth as you want within the game. You can set it up to be as realistic or as assisted as you like, really. With regards to that, one of the early issues with Train Sim World was the onboarding, where it's a bit clunky, didn't really teach you stuff, I just felt a bit finicky to do. In Train World 6, as with Train Sim World 5 before it, the onboarding process is a lot slicker now. You feel like you're actually getting somewhere with it, you're learning what the train does. And it's a better guide to get you going. And each new journey you take, if you're on a new train, it will teach you how to use that train as part of the journey. So you're not just like, oh, here's how to use a train. I just figure it all out yourself. The rest of it's balanced really, really well. Um, so yeah, the improved onboarding is really good. But the question I need to ask really is there really a point to a new numbered version? Like Train World 5 came out not too long ago in the grand scheme of things. And a lot of your tracks, a lot of your trains that you've bought via 2, 3, 4, and 5 will work here. There's some that I think from like each game that won't come across. Well, generally from 2. I think if you anything you've had in 5 will come across now. It's like there's parity with the versions, apart from a couple of really early ones. So you've got that, and then you look at with regards to this, and this is what's confusing. There is like a free base version. There's a standard version. There's a deluxe version. There's a special edition, and there's also a Thomas and Friends, so Thomas the Tank Engine. You got a version with that in as well, which for me seems like the almost like the logical one to go for because it's something a bit different. All the others, as someone who's got all of these, I wouldn't know where to come in. You know, there is I suppose, a graphic that tells you it all, but it can be confusing, um, especially for new players. What do you go for? You know, you're almost being told to go for, the £100 special edition version. But that's a lot to jump onto. If you're a newcomer to the series now, I don't think you go jumping in at that level. And I would argue that if you are someone who's a veteran of the series, you're going to have maybe a lot of stuff already that you just want to carry on playing. You've got your favourite trains, your favourite tracks. You just might want to buy the new editions rather than having to buy a whole new version of the game again. So we're at that point now with this game where I personally feel we need to get rid of the numbered versions. We need to look at turn it into a platform now. Just say, look, here's Train Sim World. It's just now, it's Train Sim World. And we're going to release new trains, we're going to release new tracks. Every so often, we'll give a game an update where it will get maybe a new mode put in, it'll get a new physics update, whatever, graphical bump with the new hardwares that come out and everything. but turn it into a platform. Look at what No Man's Sky does. Look at what Pinball FX does. Games like that now, where it's now we just add content to it because the people who like this thing will pick it up. Do your free base version, keep that going. Maybe change what you put in there, rotating thing of tracks and trains that give you people a chance to try stuff out. But buying a new version every time, that just seems a bit too much for me, and that's as a fan of trains and the train simulator games. It's very hard to keep up now. Um, Now, there is some new content, so you've got a free roam mode where you can just take any train, any track, do as you please on there, have fun with it. I think the journey system is improved. And for anyone who doesn't know, the journey system in Train Sim World is a kind of guided mode. So you'll take on a train and a route and it guides you through, like first a bit of onboarding, tell you a bit about the train and teach you the route, and then you'll get various different scenarios that you can play through. Really like it. That feels, again, a little bit improved. It feels like there is improvement there. The free roam mode, as I said, just do what you want. And then there's the conductor mode, whereby instead of being the train driver, you are the conductor. You go onto the trains and you ask for tickets, that sort of thing. It's a cute little mode to add on, and I'm quite impressed by it, in full fairness. I didn't mind doing a bit of that just to sit back and relax. The Thomas and Friends, I love the idea of this. I do love the idea of that, and it's a nice to have, a nice addition. But again, for depends on what you want from the game, why you play Train Sim World. Um, for new people, good jumping in point. It's fine. This one, yeah, you can ignore all the rest. Try the free base version to see if you like what it is. It's got the training centre in there, and I believe maybe a train that you can use and do some extra stuff with. But it's a good jumping in point. For veterans, I don't think this is a necessity in terms of, this is a must-have game. However, you kind of do want to move on to it because that's just where the game's going now. Is support for 5, 4, 3, and 2 all going to stop? So you need to be there, but I wouldn't say it's a necessity. Wait for maybe a sale on one of the versions if you're missing some of the tracks and things, and stick with 5. There wasn't enough with 6 that maybe go, yes, this is the definitive, scrap everything else. If I didn't get this and I still had 5, I still think I'd have had fun with that. A point to note, it's like a 144 gigabytes, of install data that goes with it. So there's a lot to install. So if you are limited on storage, it's something you need to consider. So if you're playing on a Steam Deck, perfectly playable on a Steam Deck, by the way, that is impressive for this. If you're playing on a Steam Deck, you've got limited space, something to think about. If you've not got a massive hard drive on your desktop PC, something to think about. But yeah, I think it's a fantastic game. You can't deny that Train Sim World is a fantastic series. The Train Sim World 6 is probably the best of the lot so far. It continues to improve. It's got extortionate amounts of DLC. So, yeah. I recommended. I think overall was a series, but your jumping in point's got to be up to you. And the price, you can't even say, what's value for money with this one, because you range from anywhere from 35 quid for the Thomas and Friends version up to like £105 for a special edition that's got pretty much all of the new release stuff in it. So I don't know. It's up to you now where you want to go with it. I've got feelings what I would like to see the game do. There is a roadmap, so there's more stuff to come. Should be called a track map, not a roadmap. But yeah, overall, really solid game. For fans of the genre only, I would say at the moment.